Renen,
Hi, Jensen.
nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. First, thank you for having us and for all of the great collaboration that we've been doing over the last 8.5 years since we started.
Yeah.
I tell people often we could not have built any of the technology that we have without standing on your shoulders on NVIDIA technology.
Because of the work we've done together, we have this super accelerated and high performance data fabric that we can bring to the world.
Yeah.
And as a result, we work in so many different areas together, all of these AI supercomputers that we work on together. And today's data is, of course, voluminous,
Yes.
but it's also structured, unstructured, and it's growing incredibly. And the more we use AI, the more data we collect, the more data we can use to train better AIs. That flywheel is incredible.
Yeah. Well, since the beginning of computation, it's been logic and data. You need processing units and memory. You need algorithms and data structures.
Yeah.
And now with your accelerated computing, we can analyze and understand natural data, pictures and video and sound, no longer just numbers and rows of a database the way it was before.
You know, that's kind of where our journey started together. All of the great employees at VAST, incredible computer scientists that are deeply knowledgeable about the data layer. And of course, we're really good at networking. We're really good at computing. Between the two of us, we really solve a lot of the problems that are challenging for the large frontier model makers.
Yeah, somebody said the wheel was a great invention, but it didn't create better wheels. I think AI is the first invention that will create better AIs by leveraging itself.
Yeah.
And we're just at the beginning of that, as you said, with the large model builders.
Yeah.
How do you see this play out as it shifts from training to more weight on inference, from batch to real time, from the research labs into the enterprise?
Well, we're seeing a couple of trends going on right now. Of course, one of the most important trends is moving towards multimodality. We have a lot of our knowledge embedded in language, but when you augment it with images and video and audio, then the language becomes much more robust. The second thing we're seeing advancing into, of course, is instead of just one-shot models, we're now building models that could have multi-step reasoning. And just like humans, we reason through things. The concept of two of us having our own intelligence, but we're talking to each other, debating, fleshing out an idea. That's no different in the future than two large language models discussing, debating, fleshing out ideas. And so they're generating data for each other to learn from. Once you can create these frontier models, it's kind of like a teacher model. So these teacher models could teach smaller models. Open sourcing these small language models or distillation of models has really opened up and activated the next wave of AI, which is enterprise.
Yeah.
And this is the next journey for the two of us. You know, we're now setting up the stage for the world's enterprise to really benefit from AI, because there's so many different workloads that we do in our companies that can be augmented with AI so that we can enhance automation.
Yeah.
So
historically, the shift from a new frontier into the enterprise was always helped by a software infrastructure stack that made it simpler for enterprises to adopt, who don't have teams of PhDs to set up infrastructure, and who made it secure so that they don't need to compromise their data in order to benefit from these new abilities.
The enterprise computing platform is complicated because there's security, sovereignty, data gravity, access control. Just because it's inside a company, all of the data within the company is not accessible to everybody within the company. Of course, there's the data layer and the security layer, access control layer. VAST does an incredible job there. And so that's the first layer. The networking layer, we've been working on bringing AI networking to enterprise. And the reason for that is because all of the things that we were talking about before for large model makers, pioneering model makers, those expertise needs to be codified on some platform so that it's easy for enterprises to consume. Everything from data curation, fine-tuning, guardrailing, all of that, all of that journey. You've now worked with us to take the NVIDIA NeMo services and platform, and you've encapsulated it into the VAST AI data platform. And the reason was exactly as we were talking about earlier. AI Foundry sits on top of this entire stack, and it's about helping customers take their proprietary data that's sitting in vast amount of data sitting in VAST, and is proprietary, and it's very precious to them. It's really their gold mine.
Yeah.
And they would like to take that asset, that incredible data, domain-specific, company-specific data, and transform it into digital intelligence. So now we've created really this entire ecosystem that makes it possible for every enterprise to be able to engage AI, transform their data into their own digital intelligence, and connect it into a flywheel that sits on top of VAST and NVIDIA.
Yeah, and today we're announcing our first joint collaborative project around enterprise AI that we call the VAST InsightEngine. And obviously leveraging NeMo and NIMS and all of these pieces of the puzzle that NVIDIA has built to bring it into one easy-to-use, secure pipeline for these enterprises.
And it would be counterintuitive for a lot of people to think, why is it that AI is embedded in your AI data platform? And the reason was exactly as we were talking about earlier. It takes AI to figure out what data you should train with.
What you mentioned before about AIs interacting with each other and AI agents talking to each other without a strict API the way we needed between machines before.
Yeah.
Do you really see that type of interaction, that brainstorm, achieving new ideas, new scientific theories, new mathematical proofs that maybe us humans didn't think of yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about how the enterprises and researchers, engineers currently are moving. They're moving from human written code to a agentic AI driven workflow. And so one of the most important things that's happening is the development of AI workflows that can help enterprises. In the future, I could totally imagine the next step being you telling an AI that this is my basic mission and this is what a good result would look like. And these are all of the data that you can access based on your access control on the VAST AI data platform. And based on those givens, that AI has to go on one of our repository in our company database, and it sees, okay, based on the work, the mission that I have, I think I need these 3 team members, those 2 team members. And so this AI figures out its own assembly of team members, its own compute graph, and it orchestrates among the members. And the way that the AIs talk to each other are going to be kind of like the way humans talk to each other.
I wanted to thank you for everything you did, for charging the path for all of us to follow, and for collaborating between VAST and NVIDIA over the last years. It's been a joy to work with your teams, and hopefully we see this future that you describe very, very quickly unfold.
Well, Renen, the vast talent that we've had the joy of working with in your company, and the vast frontier we have in front of us, is a perfect opportunity for VAST. And I'm very proud of you, and I'm proud of the team that you've assembled, and the joy of our 2 companies working together, and the groundbreaking work that we do together, from accelerating the data plane to now bringing AI to the data plane, and working together to bring AI to the world's enterprise.
Yeah.
Each one of these frontiers that we're going through together expands the reach of accelerated computing, expands the reach of AI. So it's been a great 8.5 years working together, And I look forward to the next 80 years working together.
I do too.
Okay?